little bit of distance in our feet, palms facing outwards, just closing the eyes and just starting to lengthen through the body. And this is something that we can do whenever we're standing, just to make sure that we're grounding, we're feeling the weight evenly in the feet, we're taking that length through the spine. And let's just start to be aware of our natural breath. Hopefully it's coming in quite slow. And just starting to bring that a little deeper. So our focus of this class is going to be more on strength. You know to listen to your body, so only do what feels comfortable. You can always do the exercise without a weight, or improvise and just hold your yoga block instead. And let's just take one more breath here. Maybe taking a moment for gratitude for being on our yoga mat this morning at the start of our day. We're going to inhale and just start to bring the arms up, stretching out of the waist, and then exhale to your heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale to the heart center. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale. Step the feet together at the top of your mat. Let's inhale, reach up again. And this time exhale and fold. Send the spine long. Let's step back with the right foot and the left foot and drop the knees down, heading into our child's pose, sitting back to the heels. And then rolling onto the knees, down to your mat, rolling into your cobra and heading back to your heels. So let's do that 2 more times. So rolling forward, lowering down to your mat, breathing into that lovely cobra stretch, and then exhaling back to the heels. I'm going to do one more. Inhaling as you rise to your cobra, and exhaling as you push back into that child's pose. Coming up into your table position, so just send hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to open with that left arm, so stretch that left arm up. And then exhale that left arm through the right, dropping the left ear onto the mat. And maybe sending the right arm up or just tucking it between the lower back and that left thigh. Just taking a few moments, breathing into that left shoulder. We are going to be using our weights with our arms, so we want to just stretch a little here first. Taking one more breath. And then use your right hand to push you back into your table position. Ready to use the other arm, the right side, lifting the right arm up, stretching up first, and then threading that right arm through the left, right ear down to the mat, left arm long, reaching up to the ceiling, or threading it behind that lower back. Just checking in with that right shoulder, how it feels. Let's take 2 more breaths. One more breath. Pushing back into that left hand. Hands under the shoulders, sending the body into down dog, pushing back, stretching through those arms, coming back to that grounding, the palms down, grounding the heels. Taking that walk to the top of your mat, feet come back together, fold over both legs. Let's inhale, rise up. Exhale, come to that heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Long spine when you're ready. Let's step back, right foot to left foot into our plank. Lower down to our mat. Breathe to our cobra. Exhale into our down dog. Squeeze that right leg back. Let's step it forward, top of the mat. We're going to frame that right foot. Place our right hand inside edge of that right foot and open up with our left arm. You can always drop your back leg if you need to. We're going to reverse that twist. Left hand is going to stay down. We're going to twist with that right arm coming up. Warming up through the spine. Frame that right foot, step that left foot back in and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, let's reach up. Exhale, fold down. Long spine, pushing the spine upwards. Stepping back, left foot, right foot into your plank. Take that lower down to your mat. Breathe into your cobra and exhale into your down dog. Squeeze that left leg back, ready to step it forward, top of the mat. We're framing that left foot. This time left hand inside edge of that left foot as you open with that right arm, twisting through the body. Push back into your right heel. Back leg is long. And then plant that right hand, take that twist the other way, left arm up. That lovely rotation through the spine. Frame that left foot, we're going to step it back to our plank. Hold here for a moment. Drop the knees down, head back into your child's pose. Walk the hands towards the knees, all the way to the knees. Take an opening with that left arm, send it behind you, plant it down on the mat, push into the hips, stretch that right arm long. Roll back forward, hands come back to the knees. Send that right arm behind you, plant it down, push back into those hips, left arm long. Roll back to those knees. Send those hands behind you, link the fingers, squeeze the arms back. Maybe roll the forehead down to your mat or the top of the head, squeezing the arms away from the body. Feeling open those shoulders. One more breath here. Rolling the body back up. Just bring your hands onto your shoulders a moment. Just roll them backwards. Use your hands to peel the shoulders open. And let's roll forwards. Release. Coming back to the top of your mat, just have your weights in front of you if you're using them. So just maybe either side of your mat at the top. And then bring the feet back together. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Stretch out at the waist. Exhale, fold all the way down to your mat. Long spine when you're ready. And step back with your right foot and drop your right knee down. Grab your weight with your right hand, just one of them for now. From here, we're going to keep our left hand down on the mat and we're just going to draw our weight up and down. So you're lowering it and you're reaching it up. If your left hand doesn't quite reach your mat, you can place it on your block. So depending how you feel, you could go quite heavy if you've a selection of weights, if you're doing this class again. We're going to take 2 more. And 1 more. Roll all the way up. We're pushing into that hip, so we're getting that lovely hip stretch here. We're going to send the hand behind. So just place your left hand on your left knee and just bend and stretch that arm back. So we're working our triceps. We're still getting that lovely hip opening with the legs, squeezing and releasing back. These weights are a little bit noisy actually. So let's take 2 more here. 1 more. Drop your weight back down to the ground. We're going to frame that left foot and then just shift forward and back. We want to stretch into those legs, releasing, folding and lengthening. This time sit back to that right heel with that left leg long. Bring your left hand down in front of that left foot and just take a twist and an opening with that right arm. So this should feel quite nice, particularly if we've used quite a heavy weight here. Drop that right hand down, framing that left foot and maybe folding towards that left leg. Rolling all the way forwards, framing that left foot, step it back to your plank pose. We're going to lower all the way down to our mat, roll into our cobra and exhale into our down dog. We're going to step forward with our right foot, drop our left knee down. So we're coming back to that low lunge. We want to grab our left hand with our left weight this time. So right hand stays on the mat and you're pulling it up and dropping that weight down. So squeezing that elbow back. Elbows going up towards the ceiling. Keep your gaze down. Make sure you're not tucking the chin, but you're not stretching into that neck. You want to keep it neutral. We're going to take a few more here. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And then we're going to come up and just push into those hips. Right hand just gently on that right knee. Make sure there's not a weight on it, it's just lightly on it. We want to then squeeze that arm back, so we're bending and stretching that arm long. Holding, squeezing, engaging those triceps. Again, our weight can be quite heavy. We're going to take 2 more. Last one. Release your weight back down to the ground. Frame that right foot. Let's step it back to our plank. We're going to drop down onto our elbows into a forearm plank here. So you can bring palms together or you can link your fingers. Resting on those forearms, pushing back into those heels a little. Holding here. So this should feel a little bit more challenging than being on your hands. Make sure that breath is long. We're going to hold 2 more breaths. One more. Drop your knees down, sit back into your child's pose and lengthen into those arms like you're trying to reach the top of your mat. Taking one more breath in your child's pose. From here, you're going to come back into your down dog, pushing up, pushing the heels back. We're going to send the left leg back, squeeze it back, step it forward top of the mat, and you're going to have both weights now. So grabbing those weights, we're going to plant our back foot down as we roll upwards. We're then going to bend into our left leg, come back onto the toes of the right as we lunge down, holding our weights and squeezing up. So let's lunge, bend into both legs and then straighten. Bending down, straightening up, just making sure that front knee is not going over the ankle. Again, weights can be quite heavy. And you can also do this without any weight. We're going to do 2 more. Slowly coming down, slowly coming up. Step in with that right foot and come into your warrior 3, holding your weights, balancing here. Engaging the core muscles. If your weights are not too heavy, you can squeeze the arms up. Maybe drop the arms down. Squeezing up. Dropping down. Let's do 1 more. Squeeze them up and drop them down. Take that right leg back. Shuffle it all the way back. Drop your knee down. Drop your weights. Frame that left foot. Weight is rolling. And step it back into your plank. We're coming back onto those forearms. Holding here. So find your long breath. Maybe the breath is coming in a little faster, particularly if you're using quite challenging weights. Holding for 2 more breaths. One more. Drop the knees down, send the arms long in your child's pose. And then head straight into that down dog, pushing up, pushing back. So we're going to step forward with that right foot. Drop that knee down as we pick up our weights. We're then coming all the way up. You can plant that foot as you come up, and then you want to come on to the back toes of that left foot. We're dropping all the way down. We're squeezing all the way up. Dropping down, back knee to the mat, coming all of the way up. Really squeezing the glutes as you come up. Keeping that movement slow and with control. Coming down, making sure that back leg is coming down to the mat. Let's take 2 more. Let's do 1 more. Very good. All of the way up, shift that left foot in and head into your warrior 3. Left leg is back. Keeping the weights forward like they're grounding you in the pose. And then you have that option of maybe squeezing up the arms, slowly dropping them down, squeezing them up, lowering them down. 1 more. Drop that foot back, bring the legs together, up and turn sideways on your mat. We're still holding our weight, so we're going to take our legs wide. We're going to turn our toes out. Now this is where this might be too heavy if you have a heavy weight, because we're going to bend into our goddess. We're going to take our weights towards our shoulders. We're going to reach one arm up, one arm down, the other arm up, the other arm down. So you can continue one at a time, or if your weights are not too heavy, you can do both arms together, bringing them up, bringing them down. So you decide which one you prefer. Keeping the goddess legs bending a little deeper in your squat. Keeping that long breath. Let's do 2 more, using both arms. One more. Release down, drop your weights to the floor. Bring up the arms, bend into the legs a little more. Inhale, reach up, turn the toes in. Exhale, send the right hand down the right leg and stretch long with that left arm. So toes pointing forwards. Exhale, maybe go a little deeper. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop the left hand down and hinge towards that left side. Keeping the hips staying forward. Inhale, come back up. Release the arms. Bringing the legs together to shift your weights out of the way. We're going to bend into our chair pose for a moment. Bring the hands to the heart center. Take a twist over to your right side. Inhale, come back to center. Take that twist over to your left side. Inhale, back to center. Inhale all of the way up. And exhale, release. We're going to come down onto our mat. You will still want maybe one weight, but you shouldn't need 2. Just keep the other one close by. So we're going to keep a bend in the legs and hold on to our weight with both hands. If you're using quite light weights, you can have both in each hand. So keeping that bend, start to lower back, bring in the knees, and then exhale, straighten. Inhale, come in. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale in. And you might be able to go back further. I'm always quite mindful of my lower back. Bringing the knees in. Sending the legs long. Just holding your weight. Let's take a few more here. One more after this. Bringing the knees in, don't put them down. Twist right, twist left. Keeping the legs up if you can. Just taking that right and left. You can always drop down if you need to. Last few here. Send the legs long, release your weight down to the floor And just reach for those toes as you relax your head. Stretching into that lower back. Rolling all of the way up, coming down onto your back. Maybe holding your weight again. You can have two, you can have one. Just placing it on top of your hips. Planting the feet down onto your mat. We're going to push up into our bridge. And we're going to lower down, just hovering the glutes, not touching your mat. And then push back up. So again, you can go quite heavy with your weights, just hovering on your hips. Pushing up. Slow control back down, not touching the mat. Pushing up and squeezing. Lowering down and holding. Let's do a few more. I know time's running away with us this morning. Let's just get a few more in here. Let's do two more. Holding at the top. Slow and control coming back down. Last one. Holding at the top. Slow and control all of the way down to your mat. Just move that weight to one side. Draw the knees into the chest, hug them in. Take a squeeze side to side. Just send the link of the fingers under the head, supporting you, elbows to the floor. Send the knees over to the right side. Holding there. Inhale the knees back to center. Let them drop over to the left side. Keeping the elbows on the ground. And roll back to center and take rest in Shavasana. Just letting the body go. We've worked into our muscles to strengthen, to release. That blood is flowing through the body, sending fresh oxygen to the cells. We feel strong in our core. We hopefully feel more balanced in our minds. And just finding stillness for this last moment. Just slowly bring the knees back in. Give yourself a hug to slowly come back up. Let's inhale, take the arms wide, stretch them back. Exhale, wrap them around your body. Give yourself a squeeze and a hug. And then finish with the hands at the heart in Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much.